Welcome to another episode of the Kitchen Angle Podcast. Your hosts, Mike. Hey guys, welcome to another edition to the Kitchen Angle Podcast. This is Mike, and on to today's show. Today we're gonna be a little bit relaxed, so to speak. Anybody catch the debates last night, the night before, right? Was it last night? Yeah, it was last night actually, between Mike Pence and Kamala Harris. A lot of key things between the both of them. I want to say, Pence was very relaxed, very relaxed. It was a different debate than it was with the Trump and the Biden debate like a week prior to that. But Pence, he kept his cool, very professional, very relaxed. But did anybody catch the glimpse of Pence explaining about the Supreme Court vacancy? And he pitched in the similarities between that current vacancy now, right before election, to the vacancy of Abraham Lincoln. It's very similar, very, very similar patterns. And Pence, kind of questioning Harris, like Trump was questioning Biden, with if are they going to try to pack the court again? These two, they couldn't answer the question. They could not answer the question, and it strikes me as a surprise. I'm like, okay, we know they're gonna pack the court. We all know that. We know that they're gonna do it, without a shadow of a doubt. We know they're gonna try to pack the court. They're going to, it's going to be a very, very nasty scenario. But with that being said, I want to play some sound bites here. Basically a recap of last night's debate. So it is a sound clip number 4, please.
Two seasoned debaters, Vice President Mike Pence and the woman who wants his job, California Senator Kamala Harris, going toe-to-toe for an hour and a half on a wide range of topics, including a vaccine.
If the doctors tell us that we should take it, I'll be the first in line to take it. Absolutely. But if Donald Trump tells us that we should take it, I'm not taking it.
Continuous. Pause it there for a minute. So Harris is saying, if the scientists, the doctors are saying that, if they're suggesting people to take the vaccine, she'll be the first one in line to take it. But if Trump says it, she's not going to take it. Why not? What's the difference? Here's some more of the saga here.
Undermining of confidence in a vaccine is just unacceptable.
The candidates were separated by 12 feet with plexiglass between them. Senator Harris slamming the Trump administration's pandemic response.
The American people have witnessed what is the greatest failure of any presidential administration in the history of our country.
The vice president defending their actions and saying many more than the 211,000 to date could have died.
They said if the president didn't take the unprecedented step of shutting down roughly half of the American economy, that we could lose 2.2 million Americans. That's the reality.
The highly anticipated matchup comes after the chaos of last week's debate between President Trump and Joe Biden. Tonight, cooler heads prevailed, but things got tense nonetheless.
He said he's going to repeal the Trump tax cuts.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
Well,
I'm speaking.
Other topics covered included climate change, the president's taxes, and relations with China. But the coronavirus dominated much of the heated moments. Susan Page from USA Today moderated the debate, and Pence was asked about attending this Rose Garden event, introducing Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett. The event, now seen as the potential super spreader that led to the White House outbreak.
and it was an outdoor event, which all of our scientists regularly and routinely advise. The difference here is President Trump and I trust the American people to make choices in the best interest of their health.
Let's talk.
All right, we'll stop it right there. I got some more sound bites I'm going to play into the show right today, but first I want to question the debates last night. They used plexiglass, yeah, folks, and they pretty much moved the podiums an extra 6 feet. So instead of them being 6 feet away from one another, they were actually 12 feet away from one another, and they had plexiglass in between each other and in front of them as well too. Basically, I guess protecting themselves and also the moderator that was basically in charge of the questions and stuff like that. But it draws me as a it just I don't know. I want to play another soundbite here, okay? Because there's a lot of people buzzing about the vice presidential debate, the reaction, and this individual here I'm about to play. This happens to be old Don Jr. What does Don Jr. think of the debate? Here's his reaction as he joined Hannity just yesterday, or shortly after the debate.
A gaffe machine. And by the way, in case you're wondering, according to the stats, well, Senator Harris had a lot more speaking time at this debate. Joining us now with reaction is Donald Trump Jr. I thought the vice president, it was like a surgical strike, effectively smoking out the radical policies that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris represent, which the media have given them a pass on up to this point.
100%, Sean. I felt like I needed to dial 911 to report a murder. I mean, he literally just systematically destroyed Joe Biden's failed record, Kamala Harris's disastrous record, Joe Biden's leniency and softness towards China that allowed them to grow while selling our American dream to them for nothing. I mean, he really did a perfect job. It was just awesome to watch, and she was just not prepared for it. You could see.
I totally agree. Harris, she wasn't prepared. She wasn't prepared. And it's funny too because she's basically playing defense the entire debate. The entire debate she was playing defense. And what does Pence do? Well, Pence is being Pence. Pence was just sitting there comfortably, relaxed, just saying, what did Biden do in 47 years in political office? We have a president now in office right now that's done more in 47 months than Biden has done in 47 years, which is true. Or I mean, you look at the comparison between Biden and Trump. There's a big comparison with. Just everything. You look at the tax plan. Let's look at the tax plan right here. Let's look at the Biden tax plan. It says that Biden tax plan would repeal the major tax reductions passed in 2017, it would increase the top individual federal income tax rate from 37% to the pre-Trump rate of 39.6%, and the corporate rate from 21 to 28%. The tax benefit afforded itemized deductions would be capped at a 28% tax rate. Well, that sounds all good and dandy, but Trump, here's the good thing here. Trump wants to extend the 2017, tax overhaul for individuals. Okay, he also wants to kill job regulations, right? He there's so much good behind a Trump presidency versus a Biden presidency. I mean, seriously. Here is the we can look at the economy. The economy between Biden and Trump. Let's look at the economic plans compared, okay? And as I'm waiting for this to pull up here, I'm basically gonna explain it to you here. The person elected president of the United States, okay, in November of this year, will have a unique and challenging task: managing the nation's economic recovery after a global pandemic that caused unemployment to surge to levels not seen since the Great Depression. Okay, the IMF predicts U.S. economic output will drop 8% this year after 2.3% GDP growth last year. Okay, the virus containment measures are lifted and the virus is defeated, the economy will rebound instantly. You'll see it, and you'll see the economy, folks, just literally rebound instantly. But however, uncertainty related to the nature of the virus and long waited for a vaccine or therapy have reduced the chances of a V-shaped victory. Well, we've seen the V-shaped victory or the recovery of Trump. Trump is predicting that once we destroy the coronavirus, end it for all, end it for good here in the United States, we're going to literally see a V-shape victory or a recovery. Basically, Trump's words there. Also, let's look at the U.S. polls here. I mean, who's really ahead? Well, we're seeing as of October 7th, Biden was polling a 52, Trump was polling a 42. Let's look at October 6th. 52 again for Biden, Trump 42. October 6th, 52, 42. Folks, I mean, these numbers are just the same. It's the same. You can look at Real Clear Politics. Go on Real Clear Politics website at realclearpolitics.com. You're gonna see here. It shows the date of September 22nd, just to currently here, October 7th. Okay, Biden polling a 51.6, Trump polling a 41.9. That's out of the RCP average here. Okay, Fox News giving Biden a 53, giving Trump a 43. Okay, and it goes all the way down here. Goes all the way down, and it literally shows Trump basically behind Biden. Every single poll it's showing that. But I mean, you look at places all over the country. I see more Trump signs than I see Biden signs. Matter of fact, I don't see a Biden sign whatsoever. I'm serious. I mean, you drive around everywhere. Hell, you drive around in liberal areas here in Georgia, where I happen to live in the state of Georgia. You don't see any Biden signs. Very, very little. It's crazy. So If you're not seeing any Biden signs, how the hell is he ahead by a margin of 10, sometimes 12, 15 points? I don't know. No one knows, for that matter. No one knows. With that being said, folks, welcome to the Kitchen Angle. We got a lot more to talk about on today's show, and we'll be right back after these words. Hey guys, welcome back. This podcast is sponsored by Anchor Podcasting. Anchor, what a great app! I'm telling you right now, folks. If you're looking for a podcast to start out, choose Anchor. I'm telling you what, Anchor is out there, guys. It really is. It really is. I love Anchor, and it's great. It really is. It's a good app.
It's tough to know where to start. That's why Anchor gives podcasters the tools they need to make each episode better than the last. Now, Anchor Analytics includes new stats from Spotify to help you better understand who's listening and what they like about your show. With charts that let you see how far people are making it into each episode and where they're dropping off, you can plan your podcast around the content that performs best. Hover over to see how many people are tuning into specific segments and learn what hooks your audience by comparing the average listening time across multiple episodes. Using anonymized demographic data from Spotify, take a granular look at the age and gender of your listeners to start tailoring your content or targeting new audiences. Track analytics from multiple platforms and Spotify insights. Everything you need to grow your podcast all in one place with Anchor.
All right, guys, back to the show here. Talking about the debates from the other night between Pence and Harris, Senator Harris, and current Vice President Pence. Where's my words at today? Jeez, give me up. I need a glass of water. I'm telling you guys, when you're doing these podcasting, you got to make sure you drink some water, or you're gonna pass out. I'm telling you. But we're talking about the debates, talking about a lot of different things. I want to get into the some Trump news. Talk about Trump. Talk about some. Just talk about some. Just day by day stuff that's buzzing the headlines. How Trump is beating coronavirus. Everybody just mocking him. Everybody just questioning him. God, the story coming out of about 20 hours ago. Oh boy, did you hear that? Man, talking to my editor here. Hey Paul, did you hear that story that we are talking about? Trump asked Walter Reed doctors to sign a non-disclosure agreement in 2019. What the hell is this all about? Oh boy. At least 2 Walter Reed doctors who refused to sign a non-disclosure agreement last year were not permitted to involved in Trump's care. Oh boy. What is going on? What is going on today? President Trump required personnel at the Walter Reed National Military Medical Center to sign a non-disclosure agreement last year before they could be involved with treating him, according to 4 people familiar with the process. During a surprise trip to Walter Reed on November 16, 2019, Trump mandated signed NDAs from both physicians and non-medical staff, most of whom are active-duty military service members, these people said. At least 2 doctors at Walter Reed who refused to sign the NDAs were substantially not permitted to have any involvement in the president's care, 2 of the people said. This is getting too much. Seriously, this is getting too much. Now they're saying Trump returns to the White House and removes mask. sparring black backlash. Now they're saying now he's taking his mask off. Was it all just a kooks? Was it all just a, Trump just a, folks, we know this guy, this president here is not like many presidents in the past. He's going to do things that are not political, that are not politically correct. He's a businessman, folks. Whether you like it or not, he's a businessman. He's not gonna bend the knee. He's not gonna kneel down to the political giants in Washington. It's just not him. It's not him. It's not his way of doing those things. I mean, if that's what you want, then obviously, go vote for somebody else. Matter of fact, go vote for Joe. Yeah, maybe you should vote for Joe, because we'll see how far Joe takes us if he's elected. I hope to God that he's not elected, because if he's elected, oh boy, this country's in a spiral. It really is. It really is. It's just some dark times ahead of us if Joe is elected in November. And we're short. What we now? 25 days now of the general election. 25 more days. It's less than a month, folks. Less than a month, where the election is held in your hands. You're the people. You're the American people. You have the voice. You have the voice to change the outcome. But I hope you change the outcome for the better good, and you don't sell yourself short of the radical left. Folks, I got a couple more things to say right after these short words. Don't go anywhere. Hello, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Kitchen Angle podcast. I want to say thank you to my loyal listeners out there. Seeing a lot of viewership on the Spotify app, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, just about every podcast platform out there. Thank you for choosing to listen to us here on the Kitchen Angle. This show is growing into a big margin. It really is. And very, very soon, we will be launching a new Facebook page. Yes, that is correct, folks. The Kitchen Angle will have another home, Facebook. Will be coming soon, very, very soon. It's actually in the works. My handlers are helping me out create a page for you, the viewer. And on this page, it's all on you. If you want suggestions added to the show, drop a comment on Facebook there, or leave me a message through Messenger there. It's all on you. Anything you want to hear on the show, maybe something I'm not speaking directly about, or something that you don't want me to speak, okay, that's go both ways. That's you. You the viewer, I'm leaving this for you on my Facebook page, The Kitchen Angle, which will be launching very, very soon. Okay? Also, you can hear all my shows on the Kitchen Angle Facebook page, which will be very, very soon added onto. And usually about an hour after I do my podcast, they are launched everywhere, including iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Anywhere you hear a podcast, it will be launched within an hour. That's right, folks. So, as always, thank you for tuning into the Kitchen Angle podcast. And we'll see you on the next one. All right, we're back to the show here. Running low on time here, so we got a couple more little topics here I want to talk about on the show before we close it out. Talking about the debates, talking about Trump's I guess, so-called COVID diagnosis. I mean, now he's fine. God, he's fine. What was it, last week? And it's funny, too, is because he had the debates last week, right? He had the debates, and then shortly after that, we heard, Trump was going to Walter Reed. for possibly, over the weekend into the week. Spent 4 days at Walter Reed. Now he's healthy as an ox, saying he's never felt any better in, for 20 years. Hasn't felt this great in about 20 years. I mean, what are you trying to say? I mean, is he a brand new person? I mean, what type of medication did he use? Did they take about 20 years off of his life? I mean, seriously, some of the words that comes out of Trump's mouth. I mean, I question myself sometimes. I mean, don't get me wrong, I support the man, but some of his wording is a little off. It really is. But getting back to the debate, before we get back to the debate of between Pence and Harris, we were talking about how Trump, was battling COVID. I mean, I really think that Trump, found the cure to COVID. I hope it's true. I hope it's true because we got to end this. We got to bring people back to work. We got to get people off the unemployment. It's killing our middle class. It's killing our taxpayer. Just we got to end it, folks. I mean, simple as that. We got to end it. But I want to get back to Pence here before we run out of time here. Did anybody get to catch the debate? If everybody questioning Pence of what was going on with Pence. If you look at it, from a corner eye, the left hand upper corner of Pence's eye was red and pink. Yes, it was. I mean, if you look at his eye, it was red and pink. A lot of people questioning Pence now if he's part of the 34 people of the presidential circle, so to speak, that contracted COVID. Now, I hope it's not true. But if it is true, it's going to put a lot of impact on that last debate. It really is. It's going to put a lot of impact on it, and it's just going to set things apart. It really is. But with that being said, folks, I hope you enjoyed today's show. Sorry it was short, but I wanted to put it in a quick episode today because, it's been a couple days since my last podcast, and I'm always glad to see viewers here on the podcast. I'm always glad to see new viewers. With that being said, folks, thank you for joining into today's podcast, and we'll see you on the next one.
You just heard an episode of the Kitchen Angle Show, an Anchor podcast.